typical day at Chicago O'Hare International Airport. 200,000 travelers will pass through the terminals. There will be 2,600 takeoffs and landings on 68 different airlines. Tonight we go behind closed doors to find out what it takes to run one of the busiest airports in the world.
How busy is busy? Consider this. Take the populations of Canada, Poland, and Ireland, buy them all tickets and fly them to Chicago. That's how many people will pass through O'Hare in a single year. More than 72 million passengers. The numbers are staggering. This sprawling complex includes 7 runways. Put them end to end, and they'd be nearly 12 miles long. At times, 200 planes will take off or land at O'Hare in a single hour. Just 20 miles northwest of downtown Chicago, O'Hare has it all. 110 restaurants, 67 shops, its own fire department, its own medical clinic, and 116 restrooms. Handling the waves of people demands all the planning, organization, and infrastructure of a bustling city. It takes 50,000 employees to keep this airport humming.
Good morning, how are you?
If you think of O'Hare as a city within a city, then Deborah Caprero would be a city manager. As deputy commissioner, she's the one who stays up at night worrying that everything works just right at this enormous airport.
You realize that the international terminal is the same size as Sears Tower laying on its side. So if you walk from one end of that terminal to the other, it's really a workout.
Wow.
Yes.
So you can just get your workout right here.
Yes, you can.
With the huge volume of air traffic and sheer number of passengers comes a massive amount of ground traffic.
How many cars or cabs come into this airport every day?
We have probably 2 million cabs that come into the airport a year. I couldn't even begin to tell you how many shuttle buses, because we don't even keep count of some of the shuttle buses and the traffic that comes in here, but the passenger traffic alone is monumental. We're seeing 200,000 people riding our airport transit system on a daily basis. Over 11 million passengers on the airport transit system a year.
With all those people, all that traffic, and all those planes, what may be most important are the things we don't see. Behind closed doors, a massive amount of work goes into protecting the on-the-go residents of the mini-city that is O'Hare. Security is not the first thing we think of when we pack to travel, but it is a deadly serious issue. So as not to compromise security, we can't show you everything. We all pass through metal detectors and our bags are x-rayed. Some are even checked for explosives residue. That's the obvious you see and come to expect. But you never see this.
Behind this closed door is the OCC, the O'Hare Communications Center. In this underground facility, security, operations, and emergency personnel monitor the entire airport complex 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
O'Hare Communications Capital.
This is the nerve center for O'Hare's security operations. In an emergency, OCC staff can instantly dispatch firefighters, police, and medical assistants. And it's not just Chicago PD. With all the diplomats and VIPs that travel through O'Hare, the Secret Service, FBI, and FAA security all maintain a presence.
Security, can I help you?
And there is a crisis center, a staging area that would become the command post in the event of a disaster. Security cameras cover every corner of the airport. From the OCC, staff can punch up every activity from airfield access gates to the Children's Museum. It takes more than 800 cameras to cover it all. Seeing the hundreds of camera views, I started to realize just how big O'Hare really is. Security forces are responsible for 7,000 acres of airport, That covers 4 terminals with 171 boarding gates. With so many people constantly flowing through O'Hare, it's guaranteed that medical emergencies will happen.
Begin CPR.
Airports are one of the top places where cardiac emergencies occur, so O'Hare has 42 automatic external defibrillators located throughout the airport. And like a fire extinguisher, these lifesavers are within easy reach. Pull one off the wall, it instantly rings down to OCC, and help is on the way.
This is right now considered the safest place in the world to have a heart attack.
Shock advised. Deliver shock now. Shock delivered.
99% of people that go into cardiac arrest don't make it. So here we have a 69% survival rate, and these people are actually waking up on the scene after being defibrillated with one of our defibrillators.
When it comes to safety, communication is key, and security is no laughing matter.
2 things you don't joke about. You don't go to a bank and say, let's just stick up, and you don't go to the O'Hare airport and say you have a bomb, because we have to handle each case as if it was for real. And usually what happens is, when they make that statement, we do send police. They do go meet with the person, and most of the time, they get arrested. You will miss your flight.
When a threat is present, O'Hare depends on man's best friend to sniff out the danger.
Scooter, you're at work. Where was Scooter trained?
First, there's Scooter and her handler, Officer Al Janda. Scooter is a sweet-looking dog that searches for deadly explosives. She follows her nose to the bouquet of odors that explosives give off.
See, Scooter.
Scooter indicates the source by quietly sitting down.
Did she come right to it?
She went right to it.
Oh my gosh. Come over here and look. Come in right here.
Scooter went straight to the dummy explosives, a training prop impregnated with the scent of the real thing. Her reward for a job well done is getting to play with her favorite toy. Scooter's work schedule includes constant training to keep her sharp.
The dog is tested annually by the FAA and the government. They come in and they give us an annual test, which is really stringent. And these guys, they have to certify. That's one of the big parts of this program.
You can't flunk that test.
No, I'm out of job.
Stiff, yeah. Dad'll be out of job.
While O'Hare International Airport is run by the city of Chicago, it truly earns the name International. Of the 68 airlines that operate here, 33 of them fly flags other than the Stars and Stripes. Passengers are welcome from countries around the world, but many things they bring with them are not. Hidden threats can be animal, mineral, or vegetable. That's right, a piece of food can be as dangerous as illegal drugs. The U.S. Department of Agriculture allowed me behind closed doors to see what might be called the smuggler's smorgasbord. It's all prohibited food confiscated from international passengers. Anything that might be carrying disease or insects must be stopped at U.S. Customs and destroyed.
This is a large grinder table. It's like a huge home garbage disposal, and it's all ground up inside this and then flushed into the sewer system.
Tom Miller works for the USDA at O'Hare, but he's not on his own searching for contraband. He also has some four-legged help. Just like the bomb squad's dog, Fido here has a highly trained nose. Except he sniffs out food.
Do you have any food here with you?
Yeah, banana.
During his 5-hour shift, Fido will screen 9 flights and sniff the bags of 12 to 1,500 passengers. In an average year, he'll find 1,000 pounds of meat and 3,000 pounds of fruits, plants, and vegetables. Then there are the all-stars, dogs that search for illegal drugs. Hunter here is a passive response narcotic detector dog, and he works fast.
Well, it's fun. It's a game for the dog. Fortunately, Hunter is one of those type of dogs that enjoys his job so much, he does his detailing and his screening very quickly as he's working the passengers.
You might see Hunter at work in the customs area at O'Hare, but you won't see this. Out of sight behind closed doors, teams work baggage belts looking for drugs. This is Annie, honing her skills by searching for a drug-scented towel. She is a positive response dog. Instead of sitting down, she'll bite and scratch at the target bag, and there's a good reason why.
What you got, eh? What's in there? Get it out of there, big girl!
If the dog was to sit down on the belt, there's a very good possibility that the tail's going to get stuck. So it's much easier to have a positive response dog bite and scratch on a bag that we can just pull the bag off of the belt.
Do they work? You bet they do. In 9 years, John Radar and his canine pals confiscated narcotics worth $260 million.
Good dog! Good girl!
Behind this closed door is a bizarre private museum of sorts, not open to the public. It holds illegal objects and animals confiscated from passengers as they pass through U.S. Customs at O'Hare.
We are here to protect the wildlife. It's a situation where we never know from day to day what we will see.
The collection here is used for training. It holds a sad menagerie of things made from protected animals. An elephant footstool, a guitar made from the shell of a turtle, a jaguar skin coat.
You can see in this coat how many animals were taken. There were at least 3 animals killed to make this coat.
The penalties for bringing in such items range from simple confiscation to fines of up to $200,000. Carrie Halpin has seen it all, from stuffed snakes to spiders, very much alive.
This was seized from a person illegally taking it out of Mexico.
They keep this furry little gal around for training purposes.
This is a Mexican red-kneed tarantula. Now, this particular one is one we used to demonstrate with a lot because she is particularly gentle.